The people that were going to join us on the balcony, they were the people that were chosen by my grandparents to take care of the estate that you have before you. These people are old now. They're each 101 and 107. And they've been working for this place for about 100 years because they were born there, because their parents took care of the place as well. So even little, they used to pull out the broom, and even though they couldn't really use it, they would drag it across the floor and say, "I'm helping." But they're tired today. Yeah, they're tired. It's a particular time of their lives. It's a time when people kind of look at them in amazement and say, "Wow, what didn't you eat to get to this age?" And they also just enjoy themselves. They don't really need to see anybody. It's interesting. They didn't have any children of their own, so other people have taken over the work that they used to do. But there was a spirit to them, a blue Celtic spirit, a green grass spirit, an ageless coffee-colored spirit, like leaves sliding down a rocky path, like red berries without the leaves as winter comes, like summer furniture piled up against the snow that will soon fall, like horses braying at each other across fields because they miss touching their noses, like stumps cut of trees that have died, like the worms I found in the compost and didn't really want to pick up, like the yellow flowers exploding on my desk, like a soft blanket or a scratchy wool one. They traveled a lot, interestingly enough, in the winter when the gardens were quiet and only bones. They would hop into their VW bug bus, which they had outfitted with 2 mattresses in a most Spartan way. And they would just go. They had passports, they always had passports. And they always drank a bottle of wine together on Saturday night. Aimé, Noah, Louise, Cat, William, Marius, Arwan, Aimé, Noah, Louise, Cat, William, Marius, Arwan. Behind that door is the kitchen. And that was their QG, as they say in French, their quartier général, where everything happens, the center of it all, kind of like in castles where you have that room where the guards stay, take off their boots, smoke cigars, drink too much, maybe even eat. There was a distinct difference that year between what remained of the past and what was planned for the future. There was a certain desire to change the way they had organized their life until then. I suppose people call that middle-age crisis. Never liked that term because I never liked the term middle-aged. What is that anyway? I think it's a way to give yourself an excuse for something. Anyway, no judgments of yourself or others, please, okay? But there are days when things just don't click. Maybe there's years that things don't click. There was a certain time that I was very, very interested, and he was as well, in carving wood. So we decided that all of the feet of all of the tables in the QG, the cuisine, the kitchen, could be turned into something much more ornamental than they were, which was just solid and sturdy and oak, square, not even a tapering at the bottom. So bit by bit, we would move our chairs over to the feet of these tables, and with sharpened knives that we had sharpened by the tools we used in the garden for grafting trees, we would cut very gently into the hardwood and slowly create curlicues and indentations and flowers and lion's feet and cheese wedges and grapes. It was a cornucopia. Each leg was, of course, different. Each leg. I remember that room. I remember that quite well, that room. That's where we used to sit and sew. It used to be the time that we were, for once, sitting down instead of standing, doing dishes, mopping floors, surveying what should come next. It was a time when we would just spend the afternoon fixing something until our pants were more patches than pants. Do you remember that time, she said? That day when it was so hot and we were just so young. We sat in the shadow out there, the shadow that hasn't changed in the numbers of years that we've been here. We sat in that shadow and we drank limeade with blueberries floating in it. We were the king and queen of the castle. You picked up my hand and we danced. Didn't last long, it was so hot. But it was this moment that I remember. And that is what we have, this moment that I remember. This moment that I remember, when the crows are telling everything is wrong. This moment I remember, when everything the crows I say, everything the crows they do, everything the crows they know, they're no different than me or you. Hey, quietly fun, I ride my boat down to Venice. Quietly fun, I drive my truck into a wall. Quietly fun, my VW bug bus is waiting. But no longer do I need the passport when she comes. We were going faster than the speed permitted. We were whispering and yelling all at once. The wind was flying through our hair, our hands, our t-shirts everywhere. We were headed south out of Kensington Station. I won't be long. I'll be right back. I'll watch you make whatever it is you want to make. I'll be right here. I'll wash your floors. I'll explain how it all comes to be that we call this art. I'll explain how long it takes to make it rhyme with russets. I'll tell you what it means to be strong. I will hope that you will come and whisper in my ear. There's no difference between green and blue. There's no difference between green and blue. While the crows were telling everyone that you knew how to sew, and I was telling everyone that's just not possibly so. And when they went left and you went right at home, another leaf fell down the trees. The fall is coming soon. So take a little whisper, take a little time, open up the cow's eyes and hope that things will be fine. We'll take that VW bus, we'll take it far and wide. And when you gossip about tomorrow, it'll be my time. And when you gossip about tomorrow, it will be my time. I It's only what you make of it, it's only what you take, it's only what you run with, it's only where you are a snake. You are told that I am whispering, I am told that you are mine. Another leaf has fallen, it's over, it's time. Next week, we'll be back tending to this garden, polishing those banisters and waking in the morning. Next week we'll put our passports in the safe box under our bed and wait for winter's temperatures to allow us to be wed. Looking, 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 ah, 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 looking, ah, ah, looking, 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 looking. So that kind of sums up what their lives were like. Winters in their VW bug bus, their 2 passports, their 2 mattresses, and their 2 futures. And summer's tending the garden, taking the bones and giving leaves possibility to split open, unfurl, tenderize, illuminate, gravitate. Flowers follow, flowers precede, flowers are flowers indeed, indeed. Cane, sugar, palm, dates. Grievous insults are passing the plate. Pecan trees are finally deciding to let them fall. Walnuts come each year. Almonds are all over the place. The apples are ripe. The peaches are gone. The grapes are just waiting. Apricots gone. Pears perfect. Insignificant. Crying. Insignificant. Payments. Insignificant. Nothing is insignificant. Nothing is insignificant. Everything is possible. At least that's what it seemed like it was. But it was. Where's your context? Where's your horizon? Where's the limits of your imagination? Where's the end of your curtain rod? Where's the beginning of your toes? Where does the root go to? How far does it go? Does the house spread? Does it widen? Does it narrow? Does it dry out? Does the cement get clearer? Does it get lighter? Does it get heavier? Does the iron inside the reinforced walls rest or rust? Turn, widen, get cold, get white, get green. It was your mother that took care of the gardens. Yes. Your father was more of a toiling person. I was going to say a coolie, which is some kind of horrible insult, I would think. But since I'm reading an author who writes about Burmani, Rangoon, in the early 1900s, there were people called that way. Words that are now extinct, just like colonialism. How many, 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 how many crows does it take to make a bevy? How many crows does it take to make a story come true? How many times are they gonna tell us some falsehood until they make it sure they're gonna talk about you? And you are perfect to talk about. You have so many stories in your heart and your snout. Crows will gossip. They'll tell you their names. It'll never be yesterday, never be the same. Oh yeah, those crows can gossip. Yeah, those crows can lie, lie, lie. Yeah, those crows can gossip. All the while with a tiny little crow smile. They love to tell stories in the middle of the night. They love to tell stories with all their might. They love to tell stories with lies and tears until no one knows what's fears and clears. Oh, I'm a figure of their imagination. I don't exist even in their dreams, but they tell stories stories like there's no tomorrow, because it's easier to talk about me than you. They do gossip, they do ride around and around. As they talk, they put their feet on the little tiny bench that's outside my door, and P-I, 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 P-I. Gossip, 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 boo, boo, boo. Run, they don't move 1 inch, but boy, do they tell their stories. Yes, crows gossip. They lie and they tell lies. They tell you what you want to hear and what you don't know. Even if they think you're gonna tell it again, they don't care. They'll never stick around, they don't care. They'll never be there for you, no. They just gossip and they let it all fly out of their mouths like there's no tomorrow. Gossip, gossiping crows, gossip, gossiping crows, oh gossip, woo! Gossiping crows, oh gossip, gossiping crows. Can you tell me what will intervene? Can you tell me what they're gonna do? Can you tell me if they'll ever leave the little bench outside the little garden that I little laid with you? Oh yeah, they gossip. Yeah, they gossip. Yeah, they gossip. And they laugh, 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 laugh it off. Oh yeah, they gossip. Yeah, they gossip. Yeah, they gossip, and they let it roll right off their backs, right off their backs, right off their backs, right off their backs. Ooh, baby, won't you cry me names? Ooh, baby, won't you let me flame? Ooh, baby, are you going so fast so I won't hear what you gotta say? Hey! Yeah, those gossiping crows. Yeah, those crows that gossip. Yeah, your shoes are gonna tell me you're gonna kick 'em right into left field. Crows are smart. Crows know what they are gonna know. Crows don't let me inside. Crows between my nose, waiting for a different time to come over, waiting for a different time to be strong, waiting for a different moment, I tell you, waiting for a different sound of time, waiting for a lamp to open the vista, waiting for a camera to take your name, waiting for a plate to break in two, and waiting for a book to rise into flame. Spreading, widening, greeting, guiding, calibrating, laying, streaking, fine-tuning, paying, cutting, marching, widening, covering, greeting, silencing, clouding, pining, oaking, talking, signing, gravitating, blaming, pinking, fine-tuning, able-bodied, opening the door. Cats are waiting for so much more. Able-bodied, closing the door. She never made it, she never got out. She never do those things that never existed except in her imagination. Everyone for coffee, sugars take two. Everyone for shadows, sugar take three. Everyone for waiting, sugar take five. Everyone has wandered, sugar take six. Wet puddles, almost gone. Able, find, Instagram song. Cremated, dying, shadows. Wait. You can't go there. There's so many other people that want to go there, and they haven't gotten off the mountain to get there. But I have been given permission to underestimate what? Do crows gossip? Do crows gossip? Do crows gossip? They do.